Hello, my name is I am approximately 5,000 years old, and I am the sole creator of everything you are looking at right now. For the past 10 years, I've been building and experimenting with technology that allows computer systems to be seamlessly projected into the human brain, all the while creating this world for myself. But as far as I'm concerned, that was all so long ago that I can no longer remember it. I cannot give you a good reason why I've stayed here as long as I have, or even why I came here in the first place. But this is probably the most interesting thing anyone's ever done in all of human history. When I'm in this little world of mine, I sort of feel like I'm experiencing a foreign hamlet of existence. And I suppose it is. See, with this software, you can sort of fool the brain. 1 minute inside of this world can feel like anywhere from 5 minutes to several days. Time feels very abstract here. But I've come to develop an odd appreciation for that element of this place. The time I spend at work feels minuscule compared to the time I spend here. According to my memories, I haven't been to the office in over 7 years. I believe I'm just about at my limit, though. I have the computers automatically shut off when it's time for me to return to the real world, if that's what you want to call it. I still have to eat, sleep, and go to work in order to keep my lights on. Sometimes, when I'm out there, walking around with everyone else, I feel like I've crash-landed on an alien planet, and I desperately need to get back home. Back to my world. I am aware I could easily sell my technology for hundreds of millions of dollars and never have to work again. But when you've done the things that I have, being wealthy just sounds uninteresting. Plus, I think it's healthy to be forced out of my world every now and again, even if it's just for a few hours at a time. I have been approached on multiple occasions by several large tech conglomerates, which I will not name, and I'm refusing to reveal my identity, as I don't want any more attempting to seek me in my work. I started incorporating visits to my world into my schedule about 2 years ago, and in that time, I've been able to do more than anyone in human history ever has. Any book I want to read, anything I want to make, any sight I want to see. My freedom is nearly limitless. It was amazing for a while, but eventually, like with all things, I became bored. I decided that in order to feel fulfilled and content, I must give myself purpose. So, in all my free time, I set about constructing this town. Every tree you see, I planted. Every brick, I laid. I modeled this place after my childhood hometown. Since all the overpopulation and whatnot, it's sort of fallen down the gutter. I wanted to go back and remember what it was like to live there. I've had to go mostly off of memory, but I'll occasionally turn to some old photos and satellite data for assistance. And I do take some creative liberties here and there. It was lonely at first, but I wanted to see what would happen if I stayed. Would the loneliness continue to build indefinitely, or would I end up losing the necessity of human interaction altogether? The answer to that question lay somewhere in between the two. I got over my desperate need to talk to others, but after a while, that need was replaced with an emptiness, slowly filling my mind. I decided that in order to be happy where I was, I had to find a way to bring about other people. I tried experimenting with several different methods of artificial intelligence. Initially, I tried to use my brain as the computer that would run all of the NPC's characteristics and internal processes. That didn't end up working out very well, as I always felt as though I could predict everything they would do and say in the back of my mind. I still felt alone. It took me longer than I would like to admit, but I eventually discovered a downloadable simulation of a newborn brain that would develop just as a flesh and blood person would. I utilized that technology to build a society of people that would reproduce and spread naturally. It's been about 15 generations since then, and I have to say, I think I did a pretty magnificent job recreating civilization from nothing. I know I can leave at any time, but what's left for me out there? I suppose this is a bit like Plato's Allegory of the cave. Prisoners sit captive in a dark cave, only able to see the shadows cast on the wall before them by an unseen fire. To the prisoners, the shadows are their reality. One day, one of the prisoners escapes and gets the chance to view the outside world. But the sunlight in the outside is too blinding for the prisoner. So, does he stay outside and adjust himself to the light, or does he return to the comforting reality of the cave? This place is my cave. I've lived far longer than any human is meant to. My brain can barely recall anything from before I started spending time here. I don't have that much memory available. I have to refer to a folder I made, filled with all the information on who I am, who I was. I think, when it comes down to it, I'm here because I'm scared. I'm really scared. I'm scared of the void that we will all inevitably end up in. I'm scared that when I get there, nobody will be waiting to tell me that I made it. I'm scared that even I won't know when I've made it. I'm scared that I will lose the privilege to be I. I think that's why I've decided to look like this. A teenage boy with his whole life ahead of him. I'm aware that this isn't a solution. I know I can't live forever. Nothing can. But if I could, wouldn't that be as infinitely terrifying as death? It doesn't matter how much money you have, or how many friends you've made, or the ideologies that you hold dear. We all drop off into the long sleep eventually. The only pathway anywhere close to a solution is to simply ignore it. Everyone ignores it in one way or another. I suppose some people just have to work harder to distract themselves than others. Some people will say that the life I live is unhealthy or disingenuous. That doesn't matter. Not to me. It's nicer here.